We respectfully request the Sangha of great virtues, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sadanto Suchedo Ye La Hudi San Miao San Puto Sie. Nam mô Tadaktha Tuyadaya La De Tamil Tambo Da Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jian wen de shou chi, yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、金良大师、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 30th of July 2023. We are here at Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are currently on slide 257, describing the state of the world rulers of the second dhyana heavens. You know, second dhyana heavens in our world, second dhyana is sort of like kindergarten. Is it fair to say? And so it's very lowly places where, if you ask me, I would not even want to go on vacation. And yet, these world rulers, they're mahasattvas. The world rulers, actually mahasattvas, they would choose to reincarnate as a celestial king, a celestial being, rise through the ranks, become a celestial king to rule over them. Okay, that's how important it is. The second dhyana heavens are for these mahasattvas. So rest assured, this is to tell you, rest assured that every single part of this world is ruled over by mahasattvas. Make sense or not? You think they stop at second dhyana? They're going to go to first dhyana, go to our world as well. Make sense? So It's the demons and the ghosts that are making a lot of noises. But you don't know about these world rulers until you learn when you study the Avatamsaka Sutra. Got it? Very low key. Only the people in the know would be listed in who's who of the universe. Yes, sir. Number 6.
Oh, thank you, Master. I was curious, do the Mahasattvas, did they get marching orders from Buddhas as to where they go, or how, does it talk about how that's arranged?
No, they don't have marching orders, by the way. Buddha says, go ahead, boys. Scatter, scamp. Scamper. So they scattered and they did whatever they like to do. The way Mahasattvas function is that they pursue their own passions, believe it or not. They like to do certain things, and they spend time doing that. And what happens is that typically, it's a real good question, typically the Mahasattvas do it because of prior conditions, meaning that people, Lu Mountain Temple, Wei Mountain Temple need to be taught, need to be trained. So they would come here and help us out. Okay, so they would bend things and make things happen so that they can pay us back because they owe us. Then before they became Mahasattvas, they're cultivating, and we, all of us, made offerings to these beings. So that's why they have now to seek us out to pay us back. Shh, that's a secret. Don't worry about whether you're going to be saved or not. Just worry about making offerings to them. They will seek you out and save you. See, you go about it the wrong way. He says, "Oh, I need to be saved." No, they will find a way to save you. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. What's the best way to make an offering to the celestial kings?
Go to the heavens. Yes, number 5. All of a sudden, everyone woke up. What do I do now? Tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So that they owe me. Yeah?
Exactly, Master. So how do we find them if they're among us? You were saying that we can somehow make offerings to them. How do we find them among us?
Good question. If I knew, would I be wasting time talking to you? So how do you make offerings to them? Just for the heck of it. Can you think of a way? I mean, you learned nothing yet? 4.
Thank you, Master. What I think I could do, and please instruct me if this is incorrect. I think I could get together like 10 envelopes, right? And then I could put $1,000 in each envelope, along with a note.
You have that much money? I'm just talking again.
This is a for instance.
Okay. For instance.
And then along with the $1,000.
He talks big.
In each,
I'm impressed.
I just wanted to round up.
Okay.
So along with the $1,000
way up
in each envelope, I could put a name of a celestial king, and then I could hand each of those envelopes to you.
Okay.
And trust that you will help me.
That's a lot of trust for someone who has mortgages to pay. Okay, anyone else has a brilliant idea on how to make offerings to these beings? Unlike us, when we owe people money, what do? We try to skip town. Yeah? Colombia, no? We skip town. Okay, that's the first reaction. If we owe people, then that's sneak out. Okay, get away with it. These beings, when they owe us, they are different from us. As soon as they owe us, they find a way to pay us back. Why is that? Because to lower the interest expenses. Yes, Billy. 4.
Hello, Master. We make offerings to the Buddhism Mahasattvas, like on our altar. Would that work?
I suppose. You could try. I don't know. Anyone else? Yes, in the back.
Master, I think that we can respectfully listen attentively to lecture, participate in the Flower of Dharma Sutra lecture, and show our respect, sincere respect to all of those beings. I think that's the best way to make offering to them.
Exactly. That's one very good way. You listen to the lecture, you read the Avatamsaka Sutra, so you know about their names, all these big shots. As soon as they enter your consciousness, guess what? You're on the list. They said, Victorina, she's a good girl. Okay? Let's save her. First chance we have, let's save her. Wouldn't that be cool? That's what happens. This is why we lecture on these things, so that you plant the seeds for them to know you. You're on the list. They will come and save you. The question is that there's a lot of other billions of people who also are listening. Okay, to be truthful, I don't want to get you worked up for nothing. It's a long list. Okay? So make sure you get pushed up to the top. Don't be like Xin Xiang who says, I'm going to go to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. You go there, you're at the bottom. Anyone else? Any brilliant ideas? Huh? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. Is it possible to transfer merit and virtue to one of these beings?
We are transferring what after we're done here, we transfer the merit and virtues to all living beings. They're included. See, this guy is evil, very sneaky. He says, 10,000 is not enough. 1,000 per envelope? It's a small thinker. He transfers the merit and virtue. That is worth a lot more than $1,000. Trust me. Worth a lot more. Way more than $1,000. Might as well give them to me. Anyone else? You guys are dangerous. You know too much. Well, let me tell you one thing. Okay. Started with the question: do Buddhas oversee the work of these celestial kings, these mahasattvas? The answer is no. Okay, so what's the nature of their relationships? These mahasattvas actually are working for the Buddhas already. So typically they're there. For example, the celestial king, sound of wholesome reflection, okay? He's actually working for a Buddha. That's why he's there, being a celestial king. They don't work for themselves. Just because they're called celestial king doesn't mean they're working for themselves. Let me tell you, they're working for a Buddha, at least one Buddha. Never for themselves. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. We have a question from our YouTube audience. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude for everyone joining us on YouTube today. If you're benefiting from this Dharma talk, please be sure to click the like button so others can benefit the YouTube algorithm as well. Question from Empty Mirror, who I believe is Alex. Alex asks, Amitofo Master, in sutras they say you can make offerings with flowers, incense, and banners, also putting your palms together. What is a banner offering? Can you please explain how to properly do it?
Banners are just flags. Banners are pieces of ornaments. And usually in our world, the Mahasattvas use banners, or the temples use banners as a flag out there. Banner is actually triangular, okay, by shape. And so they fly up there to adorn the way place. In particular, if you go into the history of mankind, you realize that the one that comes to mind is the Japanese feudal lords. Okay, in Japan, in the feudal time, the shogun times, there used to be a lot of feudal lords who rule over their domains, and whenever they're always fighting each other. So they would raise an army, train the army, and then invade the neighboring domains. And every time they bring out the army, they would carry this flag behind them in a triangular shape, usually, okay, or whatever rectangular shape. So those actually banners are the form of identification. Unfurling a Dharma banner, meaning that I'm representing this particular kind of Dharma, this particular kind of practice. Very much like the Japanese army would say, I'm the army of certain feudal lord, okay, and so forth. So the banners actually are not only a piece of ornament, they also are a declaration that it's me, it's my Dharma you're messing with. Okay, so watch out. Don't blame me for not giving you a warning already. Okay, you mess with me, there's a price to pay. That's basically why they put a banner up there, so that people know, this is such and such Mahasattva, let's stay out of the way. The ghosts and demons, the real ones, the real wise ones, the ones who are smart, who have blessings, would stay away. They go cause problems somewhere else. They get out of the way, okay? Otherwise, they get steamrolled, they get crushed. That's how it is, okay? That's what banners are for. Sort of like identify yourself, declare yourself as this army, Mahayana army, and watch out, guys. You can join us, or you get steamrolled. Okay? Anything else? And so, continuing with the point, in the Avatamsaka Sutra alone, you learn about what these Mahasattvas do to become enlightened. And then after they're enlightened, what do? They work. They go to work. They work for Buddhas. They don't simply become celestial king. They become celestial king because it's part of their serving their Buddhas. All Mahasattvas are working for a Buddha at least, if not two or three. For example, in our world, Master YongHua was working for who? He came to our world, became a patriarch to serve who? Yes, Diego. This is insider information. They don't know. They say, YongHua, a short, ugly Chinese monk.
Thank you, Master.
Who died, couldn't even help himself. Yes.
He came to serve Amitabha Buddha.
He came to serve Amitabha Buddha? Who else?
I think Sound Buddha too.
What?
Sound Buddha.
Sound Buddha. Sound Buddha. There's a lot of sound Buddhas. Yes, 5.
Master Wanyin Bodhisattva.
Wanyin Bodhisattva, yes, that's another Buddha. That's very good. She's a Wanyin camp, clearly. It's always Wanyin going with her. Anyone else? Any other Buddhas? In the back?
Master, I think definitely Shakyamuni Buddha.
Shakyamuni Buddha, definitely. We all bow to the Buddha, aren't we? He says, Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. That's what Master YongHua said. I came here and said, I'm going to bow and take refuge with the Buddha himself. Okay? Who else? Yeah, continue.
Medicine Master.
Medicine Master Buddha, right here behind me. See that? He has bosses. Isn't that cool? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. What about great strength?
Great strength? Yes, but it's not, he's working for great strength as well. However, great strength Bodhisattva will deny it. Wanyin will not deny it, but great strength will deny it. Because great strength Bodhisattva, the way he operates is that no one knows. No one knows it's him. Wanyin says, hey, I'm Wanyin. I am compassion. I'm great compassion. Adore me, love me, worship me. Great strength? I don't know you. Who are you bowing to? Are you crazy? That's great strength. Next time he said, you have a problem, I'm fixing it for you. Then he's done. You don't even know that he helped you. You like that? Huh? It's the coolest Dharma. No one really appreciates great strength Bodhisattva. What he does is come and fix your problems for you. And you don't even know he's helping you. And he disappears. So Wanyin is a visible Wanyin. So I'm Wanyin Bodhisattva. I'm compassion. I can help relieve your suffering. Great strength. You come over, for example, slap her in the face, wake up, and then he disappears. See, without him, this is what happens. Got that? All right. So Master YongHua was working for a couple of bosses. Clearly, what you don't know is Master YongHua is actually from the Western Bliss Sphere land. There's certainly no Wanyin Bodhisattva like his stupid disciples that like their followers to believe. Kind of nonsense. Same thing like Tibetan thinking. A Dalai Lama is Wanyin Bodhisattva. Please. Okay, cut out the crap. Not even close. Okay? Yeah. And so in our world, we are ruled. In the Sa world, we actually ruled. We have the world ruler here, but we don't talk about it. Okay? Can we do some real Dharma studies? Or are we going to want to gossip the rest of the hour? I'm game. You want to gossip? I'm willing to gossip, as long as you bring the ice cream. Just for today only. No ice cream? Okay. Celestial kings sound a wholesome reflection, gain a passage into liberation of proclaiming for the duration of aeons the meaning of all grounds and skillful means.
善思为因天王，得能经节著演说一切地义及方便解脱门。
These names. The Chinese, they just read them, say, like over my master's side, bunch of the Chinese side, they read it and say, okay, now you have connection in these. We take a step further. We appreciate more of why, how they became enlightened, and what are they doing after they become enlightened. I think that's what the meaning of this chapter, not just bring up names. It's like Donald Trump. What's in your name? Okay? The point is that, does he have wisdom? Is he enlightened? And after he's enlightened, what does he do with his life? Aren't you curious? Is he still conning people for more donations? Okay. So first of all, we on slide 2 something. So he became enlightened, gained a passage into liberation. Okay, 解脱门, the Chinese word here. So it means that he attained liberation, meaning he became enlightened, but not just any kind of enlightenment. And you can tell it's very high level enlightenment because of how he got there. Okay, because enlightenment has many, many, many levels. And the way he became enlightenment here, the way he got there, is actually pretty cool. He says, proclaim, meaning he went around, like Master YongHua. Proclaim is is like Master YongHua. He would go around and proclaim Mahayana Dharma, Chinese Mahayana Dharma to our world. That's YongHua, okay? That's what Master YongHua did. Therefore, he's also Mahasattva. Okay? What did this guy proclaim? He claims for many aeons, okay, meaning that for a long time, he could elaborate on the teachings, whatever he talked about for a very long time. Okay? What does it mean? It's called Dharma giving. Is it clear? He's practicing Dharma giving in order to reach his current level. Is that clear? So that he's proclaiming for a long time, duration of aeons. That's a lot longer than you can imagine. Okay? And what was he teaching? What was he explaining for his students, for the world? The grounds. The grounds refers to the Buddha ground, Bodhisattva ground, ground hearers, ground of enlightened conditions, ground ordinary people, etc. Okay, so the various realms of practices of attainments. So he can talk about the world of the Buddha, what Buddhas need, the worlds of bodhisattvas, meaning he's at least a mahasattva, okay, and he's most likely not a Buddha, okay, most likely he's not a Buddha at all, okay. So he's a mahasattva, therefore he can lecture extensively on the bodhisattva grounds and low levels such as the sound hearers and so forth. That's what he was doing. He was speaking Dharma everywhere. He's not crossing his legs and sitting full lotus for how many hours? 10 hours? 12 hours? 10 years? No. He's explaining Dharmas. Is that clear? Okay? And not any kind of Dharma. He talked about a very special kind of Dharma that is quite secret. Okay? Not many people, not ordinary people or even bodhisattvas would know about this. All right? The grounds of bodhisattvas, meaning he went from first ground to 10th ground. Okay, and so forth. Sound hearers, okay, of course, it's easy. If you can speak of bodhisattva, you can speak of the sound hearers. And now, he also says, he lectured on the grounds and skillful means. What it has to do with the skillful means? Here's what it means. Here's how I read it. If he understands about the grounds, okay, the various domains of enlightenment, if you will, the enlightenments of the sound hearers, meaning arhats and conditioned enlightened ones, their realms of enlightenment called first ground, second ground, third ground, fourth ground. We get into those a little bit later. in the sutra, hopefully, if I live long enough. Okay, the way we're going, second slide, and we spend almost an hour already. No, we were gossiping for half an hour, so this is not fair. Okay, so he's lecturing on these very, very specialized knowledge that's not in the books. Okay? And what about skillful means? He says what he's referring to is that he's also teaching them using skillful means to help them reach those grounds. Skillful means in Buddhism is called, or expedience, are meant to save people, not meant to talk about. Skillful means, expedience, are simply devices or ruses or means that the bodhisattvas and mahasattvas use in order to help you become enlightened. So not only does he understand these grounds or the states of the bodhisattvas where they are, and the Buddhas and enlightened beings, but he knows how to get there. Experience, how to bring people there. You're not impressed. I look at this and say, wow, I wish I could do this. And he's only a celestial king of the second dhyana heavens. And we think so highly of ourselves. We've been telling ourselves, second dhyana? Come on, man. We are way beyond that, aren't we? We now, many of you are just in the Arhat range already, except for Bosco, of course. It doesn't matter. I just speak on a person per day. Okay? You got that? For you, it's like, Arhat range, if not. Yeah. But so that's what he did. He spoke Dharma extensively, okay, for a long, long time. Clearly, they didn't have YouTube. That's why I had to keep on speaking for aeons. And that's how he accrued blessings to become a Mahasattva and then become a world ruler. Okay? Qualify to become a world ruler. Okay? And now, what does he do as a world ruler? He does Shan Si Wei Yin. So he's the sound of wholesome reflection. What does it mean? It means that now that he is a king, he has influence, right? Agree, sir? When you have a title, director of something, king of something, you have power, you have status. Yes? Hey, you. Okay? So, he has status, and therefore his voice carries weight. And every time he speaks, okay, he will make it easier for you to enter samadhi. How do I know all this? Isn't it obvious? I don't get why the Chinese didn't explain it to their own kinds. Isn't it fantastic what they do? So you get a glimpse into their worlds, what they do. It's not like us who worry about pizza and ice cream and tacos. Or sleeping. Next, celestial king. Celestial king proclaiming with splendid sound, gain a passage into liberation, of expediently making extensive offerings to all bodhisattvas when they descend from the Tushita heaven palace to be born.
眼庄严因天王得一切菩萨，从刀率天宫没下生时，大供养方便解脱门。
I see, I know people are disappointed. Say, I wish I come to the temple. Masters will give me a tip as to what stocks to invest, huh? And make some money for change. No, huh? Or buy what minerals to buy now, or what precious metal to invest in, so we can make money and come back and give Master $10. Okay. But no, you hear about these things are totally wacko. Huh? You can't make money of this. Okay? So, he became enlightened, and how did he accrue the blessings? You see, I want you to be exposed to the fact that these people work their buns off. They don't sit there and go, They work and work and work. They practice what? Giving. Give it yourself. That's how they became high-level enlightenment. This is exactly what Master YongHua did his entire life here in the U.S. He gave himself. That's it. He worked his buns off. Not to make money for himself. He worked. He taught living beings. Now, this guy is different. Okay? This role is very different. I want you to pay attention to this. He says, Buddhas, when they, like Maitreya Bodhisattva right now, is dwelling in Tushita heaven, a heaven above us. Okay, he's waiting right now. Hello. Oh, he's ignoring me. Terrible. That's what happened. You're too lowly. And so he's sitting up there, waiting for his turn. Okay? So when it's time for him to become a Buddha, he'll be born. Okay? He'll be born. He'll go down. He'll descend from a Tushita heaven. Okay? And then he will dwell in his mother's womb. Then he'll be born. Okay? Leaving the womb is that he'll be born. That's the descent of a mountain, to be born. Okay? And so I explained these 8 things a little bit later for you. But what this Bodhisattva, this Mahasattva did is that he waits for the next Buddha, okay, to be born to our world. Then to go and make offerings to them. That's what he does. Okay? So, is it just our world? All the worlds. The infinitely many worlds out there, many Buddhas out there waiting to become Buddhas. So he patiently waits for them to become Buddha, then come over to that world, make offerings to the next Buddha. That's what he does. Can you imagine how much traveling he must have? Like the kind of frequent flyer mileage he has? Yes, 7.
Master, could you explain how the Celestial King actually makes us go into samadhi deeper?
Which one? This one here? Which one are we referring to? You have to be specific. Each one of them has different skills.
The previous.
This one here?
Yes.
Wholesome reflection?
Yes.
And your question is?
Well, you stated that he will help us get into samadhi.
When he speaks Dharma. Okay? it makes it much easier for you to enter samadhi. His sound, his voice, help you enter samadhi. And it's a good question. Typically, when you meditate, you want no sound, right? Right? You meditate, quiet, peace, okay? And that's one way of meditation. For him, his realm is that he will speak Dharma to you, and you listen to Dharma, and boom, you enter samadhi from listening.
And this could happen while we're meditating or in a state.
While you're listening, like right now, you enter samadhi. Quite often, you do enter samadhi without realizing it. It's a fact. Many of you enter samadhi already while listening to the Dharma. Probably not right now, but thanks to YouTube.
Cool.
I'm serious. You have these tapes here, these videos here. You listen to it, whether it's audio or video. These are designed to help you enter samadhi. That's why I highly recommend it that you listen to Master YongHua's teaching for those reasons. He can also help you enter samadhi. Does it help? You're welcome. Okay, so now, going back. So what he does is that he waits for the next Buddha to come to the world, and he would manifest and make offerings to them. That's what he does. That's how he accrued his blessings, by making offerings to future Buddhas. Someone has to. Why? What don't you understand? Buddhas need offerings too. Okay. All right? Now, this is due to the fact you should also know this concept that Buddhas go through this play. They're called 8 manifestations are accomplishing the way. Buddhas, when they come to the world, they go through these eight different phases, different manifestations. So far, so good. Okay? And so what are them? What are they? The descent from a Tushita heaven. Okay. First of all, in the Tushita heaven is like a Pure Land. It's one type of Pure Land, is Tushita heaven. Therefore, don't you ever dare think that you can go up there and make an offering to the Buddha. They say, I don't need your offerings, I have everything here. There's nothing you give me that I can't have. So far, so good? So that's why this Mahasattva has to wait until he descends from the heavens for him to make offerings. Does it make sense now? If he were to go to the heavens and make offerings to the future Buddha, the Buddha said, why do you give me this? You don't know how much I have in my store, in my wallet, my Apple wallet? Yes, for.
Thank you, Master. Is this referring to all bodhisattvas, or is this specifically referring to Maitreya Buddha, the future
all
Buddha?
Buddhas. All Buddhas, in order to become a Buddha, has to go through these 8 manifestations.
So thank you. That's my question then. So in order to become a Buddha, you must first enter the Tushita heaven.
Yes. Right now, Maitreya is waiting. He's waiting up there. He's been waiting up there for some time now. He's waiting for his time to become a Buddha. So then when the time comes, in millions of years later, he will descend to our desire realm. That's how it works. So that's what happens every time a Buddha appears in the world, anywhere in this universe. They go through these 8 different phases. Meaning what? The Kan is not a Buddha. Got it? She's not in a Tushita heaven. Is that clear? So that's why you have to go through these in order to become a Buddha, to manifest as a Buddha. And therefore, none of you is a Buddha. Anyway, so you descend from a Tushita heaven, okay, where you have everything up there. You say, I'm going to go down. I'm going to leave this place. Just to demonstrate to you that they're not attached to comfort, not attached to security, not attached to material things, because up there is nothing lacking at all. Whatever you wish, you have. Like in the Pure Land, whatever you wish, you can have. Okay? Where he says, no, I'm not attached to this, I'm going to descend. I choose to take a loss. That's first step, first act of a Buddha, I take a loss. There's no wisdom there. You ask me. I would never leave. But then again, I'm no Buddha, that's why. I don't think like Buddhists. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. You've got my brain activated now. So if
and still very slow.
These are big concepts.
Okay.
So my goal for this lifetime is to get to the Pure Land. Like, I know that for myself. And when I get to the Pure Land...
There's some wisdom there. You don't need to. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you can sit over there with the... She's waiting too. The bench will be known as Western Bliss Pure Land benches.
Okay. I like that. Thank you. Okay, so, taking it to the next step, you're in the Pure Land where you can cultivate until you become a Buddha.
Yep.
Okay.
You will become a Buddha, period.
Okay.
Amitabha Buddha guarantees it. I say, I will guide you, I will teach you until you become a Buddha. I promise you.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate it. I'm not trying to be a stickler, so apologies. But it seems like, based on this, you would need to leave the Western Bliss Pure Land and then go to the Tushita heaven first.
No. So American. They only think of only one Buddha. There's one Shakyamuni Buddha, as you know, but many more Buddhas who are not known Buddhas. Does it help?
Those are the 9,999 other Buddhas at the city?
No. There are plenty more Buddhas that no one knows they're Buddhas. Shakyamuni Buddha is the known Buddha. There's many more Buddhas who are trying to help Vicky, but she's ignoring them. Got that? Because we made offerings to many Buddhas already. You think they're going to sit there and do nothing? They're still working. Shakyamuni Buddha says, I'm done, I'm out of here. That now the other Buddhas are quietly, invisibly helping us.
Thank you, Master.
Believe. All right? And so this refers to the fact when an official Buddha, he's so American, official Buddha, says, I'm going to be a Buddha in this world. They announce themselves this way. But there's many more Buddhas who are here right now that we don't know them as Buddhas. We know them as certainly not Donald Trump or Biden. All right, so Buddhas operate differently. Sometimes they want to draw attention to themselves, say, hey, come to me, I'm the Buddha, I save you. Sometimes, more often, they help us as a living being that we don't recognize, we don't know they're Buddhas. All right? Right. Okay. So, Buddhas, the first thing is the descent to Tushita heaven. It says, I'm going to take a loss. Become a Buddha, I'm not seeking notoriety, I'm not seeking comfort, I'm seeking recognition, I will take a loss. Okay? I descend for Tushita heaven. Okay? And then dwell in the womb. Okay? So he is called Dong Shi. Okay? Meaning same work. Buddhas teach by example. He says, if I want to teach you, I'm going to go through the same hardship as you do. That's why he's dwell in the womb for 9 months. When his mom, on a hot day like this, drinks Pepsi, he said, hey, why is it cold today? The Buddha in the womb said, oh my God, what happened? The weather changed just like that. It was hot, now all of a sudden I'm freezing to death. You see that? So the only womb is that he is subject to a lot of suffering. Is that clear? He's suffering already. You know how sensitive you are. I don't know you remember. When you dwell in the womb, you're so sensitive to everything your mom does. It's a lot of suffering. A lot of suffering. For 9 months. Number 3, next, and then he leaves the womb, meaning he's born. And what does he do as soon as he's born? He cries, there's even more suffering than I thought. Okay? But Buddhas typically are born to royal families. So, yes, they suffer at the birth, but then they live a very luxurious life. And then, as they grow up, they realize there's one common, happens to all Buddhists, there's a common trait. To live is to suffer. As long as you're alive, you suffer. It doesn't matter who you are. Even as a crown prince, he suffered. People saw him as having a glamorous life, having a very privileged life. He looked at it and said, but inside you don't realize I am suffering. I'm suffering so much. How many people feel that way? See what I mean? You're not Buddhas, don't raise your hands. See what I mean? So he says, even as the most privileged person on earth, like a future king, one of the very privileged people, I am suffering. There's no way for me, if I continue as a king, okay, I cannot end this suffering. So, from 1 to 3, he's demonstrating he's taking a loss, and he goes down here and suffer like us. And he says, just like you, I realize that you must be suffering a lot more than I do, because at least I'm a crown prince, you're not. At least I'm a man, you're not. LGBTQ? Got that? Okay? So he says, I know about suffering because I endure it just like you. Okay? Even though I'm a crown prince, I'm not exempt from suffering. Just like you, I have sicknesses. Do you know that before he died, number 8 here, he was very sick. He has this physician king called Sivaka. I don't know what the Sanskrit name is, but that's the Pali name. Pali name is Sivaka. He is a magician. There's no illness he cannot fix. So by the time the Buddha was older and was about to leave, he was like Sivaka, physician Sivaka, had to see the Buddha like several times a day. Point is that you think Buddhas don't get sick? They do. They do get sick, and they still need to go see a doctor. Got that? Okay? Because he says, I'm a Buddha, I still have a body, I will get sick. All right? So, he's a lot of suffering. So he left the womb, a lot of suffering. And then because he realized that the ways of living in worldly life will not solve the problems. And therefore, per tradition, in India, he would leave the home life to find a way to end suffering. All right, and so he gave up his wife, gave up his future child, his future kingdom, for nothing whatsoever. No good food. Think about it. You think he didn't enjoy good food? After he left home life, did you know that? He had to beg for food, right? So he put out a bowl and let Indian tradition, and so the people gave him something, some tacos. Some other gave him some Vietnamese soup. And then some other gave him a piece of Krispy Kreme donuts. Got that? So after he finished his arms bowl rounds, he came back, sat down, and looked at his bowl. It's all mixed up. Sugar, soy sauce, nước mắm, fish sauce, all lumped together. Xianfa, I want you to listen to this carefully. Look at that. He said, must I eat this? And remember, before that, he's a crown prince. They serve in small dishes, a dish of taco, a dish of kimchi, a dish of spaghetti, but very small size, so that you can, and you try that the next one. Okay? And look at it. How can people eat this? And you don't call it suffering? It's tremendous suffering, let me tell you. He was so shocked. It's funny, I read this part in the scriptures. I laugh and laugh and laugh. I said, oh my God, that's suffering. All the curry, the kimchi, all mixed together, and spaghetti and all the things mixed together. It's not even Vietnamese, it's not Korean, it's not American. It's insulting. And let me tell you, girl, when he look at that, he says, I don't feel like eating anymore. Got that? So he got rid of his gluttony. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. We have a YouTube question.
Yes.
From Samson Lau. Samson asks, for the Buddhas that choose to become a human, do they know they are a Buddha?
When? When do they know that they are Buddha?
Yeah, Samson didn't put a timeline on it. He just asked generally.
Okay, and I will answer that in one of these numbers. Okay? Good question. So he left home life and he quickly gave up on his desires for food. So far, so good. I don't know why I'm talking about food today, but okay. And then next, he started cultivating, and he cultivated, and he was close. Then he has to do number 5, subdue demons, meaning that demons are necessary for you to become a Buddha. Don't you dare kill them all. At least keep one alive. Don't say that demons are unwanted. Okay? Demons are necessary for us to become Buddhas. That's number 5. You cannot become a Buddha until you solve the final problem called demon temptations. Therefore, they're necessary. We must have demons. They're helping us become Buddhas. All right, question from JMT.
네. 궁금한 게 원래 그러니까 깨닫고 나서 말을 항마를 할 것 같은데 항마를 하고 어떻게 그러니까 마가 다시요. 그러니까 어떻게 깨닫기 전에 말을 정복할 수 있었는지 질문드립니다.
Master, I'd like to know how Buddha was able to subdue demons before his enlightenment.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. I was thinking of you actually, immediately on number 5. Okay, I'm so glad you asked. What is subduing demon? What happens subduing demons? Remember, he's a left-home person, yes? So this is his last test before he became a Buddha. What happened then, Jumi, okay, is that the demons, the heavenly demons, knew that the Buddha was about to become a Buddha. They knew. Don't ask me how. Demons have their own source of information. Dark internet, you name it. Connections from drug lords, I don't know. Okay? But remember, he knew. The demon king knew that the Buddha was about to become a Buddha. So what did he do? He immediately sent his daughters to the Buddha. And the daughters, have you seen a demon daughter? Me neither. Lucky us. It is said, I don't know, I haven't seen them yet, okay, to be honest with you, so you please take it, whatever I tell you, like with a grain of salt. So, it is said that as soon as you see the demon's daughter, you go crazy. You say, oh, I give up. I don't want to be a monk anymore. For you, it's only food. It's nothing yet, kid. It's not until you go to number 5 that you see, oh, this is so hard. This is so hard. This is the toughest one I've ever faced. Toughest test I've ever faced. That's what awaits you if you want to become a Buddha. You have to face that inner drive inside of you called sexual desire. I'm not talking about enlightenment. I'm talking about becoming a Buddha, you hear? To become enlightened, you only have to face a certain amount of sexual desire test. That's nothing yet until you become a Buddha. That's when the real test comes. Okay? This is very top secret information. I want you to know. Not even the Chinese have it. Chinese Mahayana, they don't have it. Never mind. I'm poking fun at them. Okay. Jumi, does that answer your question, woman? Okay. So the demon king sent this incredibly irresistible goddesses to the Buddha and say, hey, Buddha, want to have fun? Want to go to a party? And what do? Yeah! Where? But Buddha, don't go for it. Buddha said, you are just a stinky skin bag. And use the spiritual penetration, poof! And the heavenly maidens, daughters of the demon king, saw themselves as their true selves, as old, gray hair, longer, not short. Okay? With how do you say that kind of skin? Help us out.
For white people, we call those jowls.
Jowls. Okay? And then the Buddha say, look at yourself. You like yourself? You think I'm going to like you? I like you if you like yourself. And the demon daughter looked, oh my God, this is horrible. And they ran away. They hate themselves. That's a test. In other words, the final test, the toughest test, is women. Are you happy, Jumi woman? Ne? No? No. Is that clear? So that's subduing demons really mean. It's not fighting. It's not like, going to kung fu moves and, acha and kicking and so forth. No. He had to fight the attractive, irresistible demon king daughters. And that's what happens to monks as well. Not just Buddha, but most monks and nuns have to face that. Not lucky for them, they all have to deal with other humans. When you have to resist temptations from a heavenly goddess, as a totally different folks. It's not the same, I assure you. It's very easy for us to look at a woman and say, you need more plastic surgery. It's easy, right? But heavenly demons, they are irresistible. Can I tell you my personal experience? The night, this is what happened to me. The night before I committed to become a novice monk, I was staying at the Takata monastery at the city of 10,000 Buddhas. Next morning, I'll be ordained as a novice monk. Not ordained, I become a novice monk. Okay? And the night before, some stupid Dharma masters from Berkeley, I will not mention his name, decided to impress us. So he made us bow until 1:30 in the morning. And we had to get up at 4 for morning ceremony and then go into the ordination thing. So for a big day like that, to keep us up until 1:30, 2 a.m., it's crazy. Okay? But anyway, so I came back to my room, sat down, lie down, and said, I only become a left-home person with Master YongHua, so I may not be able to lie down and sleep anymore, so I lie down and sleep. So I lie down and slept. Okay? I got into deep sleep, REM, sleep, and guess what? Demon came. Demon came. How do I know it's a demon? She first said, are you sure you want to become a left-home person? I said, yeah, I want to become a left-home person. Sounds like fun. And she said, what about money? You have no money. You have no money. I said, I wait until I become famous, I have more money. Which is not true. And then she says, what about Wagyu beef steaks? You can't eat steaks anymore. I says, eventually we have Impossible Burgers. I don't care, I can wait. So she went through a list of things that I would be missing. I said, every time she gave me something, it's much harder to resist. I have to think, you're right, let me think. And then the next one, I pass the test. Next test, she says, what about? Okay? And so far, it's only a voice. Okay? I just know it's the presence of some person there, a being there, talking to me and making me doubt myself. Okay? So I passed one test after the next. And finally, the last test came. Guess what it was? I saw an image. From the voice right there, keep on talking to me. Now, suddenly I see images forming. What do I see? A pair of lips. All she allowed me to see is just a pair of luscious lips, so red, so sublime. I still remember that. And when I saw it, guess what I did? I came over and kissed her right away. No question, no talking. She just manifested lips and, oh, okay. I know it's sad. I know it's so sad. I'm ashamed of it. Now I have a bad childhood. And then I said, oh my God, this is so nice. It's my first time in my life, I could not resist kissing a pair of lips. You not go to the Pure Land and tell Amitabha Buddha this. I'm not going to help you anymore. He's going to go to Amitabha Buddha and say, you know, Master YongHua, the one who loves red lips, send me here. And then the moment I touch her lips with mine, and I realized, oh my God, I failed. I said, oh no, too late. I realized I failed the test. So you know what I did? I can't tell you this. It's my secret. It's my secret weapon. Would you like to know? Donation basket. Donation basket. The Koreans don't find it funny, but for us Americans, this is like so American, you know. So I realized I'm failing the test. So I said, no, I still want to become a left-arm person. So I said, Amitabha Buddha, please make her go away. And at the moment of failure, did I call the One Yin Bodhisattva? No. I said, Amitabha Buddha, please make her go away. I cannot resist anymore. And whatever I could not see froze, including her lips, and then fell down. It's like a glass being broken. Froze and it's broken up and then fall down. And that's it. That's how I passed the final test. But that's only for a novice monk, okay? It's nowhere compared to a Buddha. Bosco totally said, well, it sure makes this story, sure makes my trip worth it today. Yeah, I don't have a good past history. Anyway, what I'm telling you is that I know, I'm very far away from becoming a Buddha. I could not even pass the Shamini test. Questions, comments? I don't blame you. Stand up and leave. Okay, can I finish this? Yes, there's number 9. Yeah, say, be kind. Kindness.
Master, without revealing too much, I just had a question about this. Is it normal for us to be tormented in our dreams like this by these demons?
Only when it matters. It doesn't matter. They can harass us all they want. When you're sick, when we are not well, and so forth. It's okay. It doesn't matter. We'll recover. It's in moments like that when you're at a crossroad where you go this road, you ascend, you go this road, you fall. That's when they come. Now, this big moment, the Buddha, okay, was able to subdue the demons. What it's saying is that I know monks do not like to talk about this, but the point here, number 5, is that there's this latent sexual desire that's very deep inside of us. Okay? You think you have conquered? No. It's not until you become a Buddha. That's when you face your last, final sexual desire test. to me, is fascinating. Okay? You still have a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of work to do, I mean. You see that? It's rather difficult test. And then number 6 is that from subduing demons, and then he attained a proper enlightenment. Okay? So basically he says, I prepare to die. If I don't become a Buddha, let me die. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. In the meantime, Samson has provided a follow-up to his original question. His original question, for the Buddhas that chose to become a human, do they know they are a Buddha? And then he follows up, using the example of the prince, does the prince know he is a Buddha while living as royalty?
You have to ask the prince. Okay? Usually, they don't need to know because they are given a lot of protection and help, so they don't need to know. Okay? They're on a mission. So there are a lot of beings who are supporting them to make sure they get there. So the general answer is they don't need to know. It doesn't matter if they know or not, but they don't need to know because the destiny is to become a Buddha. So it doesn't matter what happens. The demon do this, the demon do that. It doesn't matter. Okay? All I'm trying to point out to you is that the various tests, the various phases here where actually it's a lot more difficult than you realize. That's all. Okay? So attain proper enlightenment. After that, he turned the Dharma wheel. Okay? So he's creating this new kind of knowledge in the world. Okay? He's the inventor, if you will. It's an incredible body of ultimate wisdom that is like a Rosetta Stone, if you will. If you study the Mahayana, okay, he's turned a Dharma wheel, meaning he's preached Dharma and it was transcribed, it became a Tripitaka and so forth. You study this, this is the secret knowledge and wisdom of Buddhas. Right, like I'm explaining to you these names here, this section here, this line here from the Avatamsaka Sutra. See how much information it contains. Incredible wisdom. I'm only speaking, less than a grain of sand's worth of information. Yes, JMT.
부처님께서 그 마지막 정각을 이루기 직전에 성에 대한 테스트가 있으셨다고 했는데 부처님 되기 직전이면 레벨이 최소한 십지보살은 됐을 것 같은데 십지보살도 성에 대한 그런 게 자유롭지 않은 레벨인지 질문드립니다.
So, Master, before Buddha became enlightened, he had a test, and that was something related to the sexual desire. So right before he became the Buddha, I assume that probably his level of samadhi is 10th ground bodhisattva's level. Does that mean that 10th ground bodhisattva also have a problem or has an issues with a sexual desire?
When you get there, you know. But no, he's higher than 10. All right, and then he turns Dharma wheel and finally enters Nirvana. Okay? Enters Nirvana so that he can, he is telling us that you never suffer again when you go through this process. You can choose to never suffer again. He says, if you Buddha, when you was doing the turn or turning a Dharma wheel, people say, but we're on one. Visakha has to fix your body up. So you're suffering, aren't you? Huh? You're still sick, aren't you? And Buddha said, well, let me enter Nirvana. I will never suffer again. Questions, comments? Yeah? No questions? Yeah? Okay. So, that is to tell you, if the Buddha has faced a final test of sexual desire, monks and nuns too are constantly facing that test and see who can survive. Yeah? All right. We can stop here today then. Thank you very much. Don't tell anyone about my red lips. Please.